questions for Coach or Maddy? Anyone on the Zoom has a question for Coach or Maddy, use the raise hand function, I'll get to you. Rob, go ahead.
Thank you. My question is for Maddy. I know you had a great night and it's tough to lose a game like that when you start off the game so well, but what are some of the things you could take away from this game that you can learn from and apply to Sunday's game?
Just continuing to be, aggressive and, trust the work you put in, trust the plays that we're running. It's always nice to play well, but it doesn't feel good when you lose games.
And how about for you, Coach? I'm just curious about your takeaways from tonight's game.
Yeah, I think, we've got to handle better when other teams go on runs. I mean, we're shorthanded, but it's that adversity that hits, because you want to win so bad, and we just got to have a short-term memory, stay up and finish the game, just like you said, strong first half, decent third, but the fourth, we kind of try to win it all in one possession.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
What do you think the counter for shots on goal?
Well, I mean, we had some good looks. When you say, shots, we shot 39.7, but it was the 3. I think that was the biggest thing. 2 for 17 for 11.8%. Maybe shot selection at times. But again, you just, I always say that every good shooter, she may miss her first 7 shots, make her 8th one, but she's got to believe that's the first shot she took all night. And so you just got to believe that it's going to go in. I don't mind the shots, obviously. But yeah, it's got to stay positive. Shooting's all positive.
Arike, go ahead.
All right, Coach, pregame you mentioned how Kalani is the only player on the bench with experience.
True.
How important has that been for you and the team?
Yeah, I mean, it's been big, obviously. As I mentioned, prior to coming in, Stephanie, JC, anyone that we have on our bench is getting invaluable minutes, but they're probably getting too many minutes, but it's under our situation. They have to. And so we're going to take some bumps along the way, but we just, like I said earlier, we just got to stay in the mix. And, I've been proud of our effort though. I mean, JC's just a light. She really is. I mean, she is a hard worker, but she just got to go through that transition of just the physicality and the pace of the game.
All right.
Maddy, quick turnaround with the game on Sunday after a close loss like this. Would you rather get back out there and play right away, or would you like more time?
Good question.
Yeah, I would rather play right now, honestly. But that's just the way I'm wired. I think the quick turnarounds, I like it, but I'm also a lot younger than a lot of my teammates, so I'm not sure they like it as much. But yeah, I mean, it's Coach said, this stinks for tonight. By the time we get home, almost tomorrow morning, you got to just forget about it and you got to move on to the next game. We'll watch film when we can, whether that's tomorrow or Monday, but we got to just get ready for the next game.
It was so back and forth. There must have been 20 lead changes or something.
Yeah.
How has the road trip affected you guys?
Yeah, it's been tough. Thank goodness for the charter flights. I mean, I couldn't imagine. We say this all the time. We couldn't imagine right now leaving, going to an airport, and it would be rough. I mean, we are leaving now, get home about 3:34 in the morning. But I still think that that's better than, going through airports and making this trip, a little bit longer. But they also have when we do that, we have a day off, a full day off. It's not a travel day, but a little bit different. Tomorrow we'll have to come in at practice tomorrow afternoon, but and get ready for Phoenix.
And then it seems like you guys are kind of on a next woman up mentality tonight, and Maddy really stepped.
Yeah, she did.
Kind of how everything's working out for the Wings right now.
Yeah, I mean, Maddy's been doing incredible. Talked about her, before this game as well, and talk about, understanding her role last season. We had multiple conversations over the off season, and she's a true competitor. She doesn't care if she starts or comes off the bench. She wants to do whatever is needed for this team. But I just she's a perfect example of a professional of going through your role as a rookie coming in and then getting an opportunity. And it's not me just giving it to her. She's earned it.
And this one's for Coach, third time this season with multiple 20-point scorers. Do you think that takes a little pressure off of Reek when someone steps up as well?
It helps. Yeah, we need more of it, to be honest. You know, Arike, gotta say a lot, this is her 9th straight game of at least 20 points, 4th game of at least 4 steals, and she's having to defend one of the best players on the other team and also kind of anchor our offense. And so I know at times she gets a little frustrated because she has to do so much, but we just keep trying to breathe life into her and talk about, you know, we just got to stay right there and help us. His help is coming. More bodies anyway. At least we hope.
Rob, go ahead.
This question is for Maddy. I'm just kind of curious how you've been able to lean on Arike, your coach, and your teammates to elevate to the player that you are this year.
Yeah, well, I'm really fortunate, I got drafted to a great organization, and I have a great relationship with, Reek and coach, and they both helped me really have the confidence to come into this season. And we weren't sure what the role was going to look like this year, and then whether it was coming off the bench or starting. And I told the coach, I'm like, I want to finish the game. It doesn't matter about starting the game. But it's a great opportunity to be in the spot I am, and I'm just going to continue to do the best I can every night. And I know it's going to look different every night, and still trying to give myself some grace, because I forget that it's only my probably 40 something game. I just forget, the ages go out the window when you start playing.
Let's start discussing most improved player right now. Let's throw her name in there.
That's it for you guys, and we'll be with Arike in just a minute.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
If you have any questions for Arike, use the raise hand function and we'll get to you. Rob, go ahead.
Arike, you had a great game in both ends of the ball. And I know you mentioned in the last game that that's been something you've been wanting to work on, giving your offensive prowess and just trying to be a contributor on the defensive end. On a night like this, how do you feel about things with a quarter of the season almost through?
Well, I wouldn't say I had a great game. Both sides. Defense was solid, and like you said, I've been trying to focus on that. Offense wasn't what it should be. And I have to do better next game. But yeah, quarter of the season in. This was a tough one to drop. I mean, we were up majority of the game, and then we just kind of broke apart. But we just gotta watch film, get better, and focus on Phoenix for Sunday.
Thank you.
Okay, Mark and Dina, what do you take away from this road trip, just especially considering the challenges of the schedule and some key injuries?
Yeah, we just got to be more locked in. Obviously, I mean, the injuries are the injuries. We can't get people back that are hurt, but what we have is good enough, and we won with the same team last time. So, to come back and lose is tough, but it's not long that we can sit and think about this because we have Phoenix Sunday, but definitely we got to watch the film, see what we did wrong, and fix that for Sunday.
Gary, go ahead.
Coach just mentioned how important it is to have a player with experience like Kalani coming off of the bench. How would you describe Kalani as a player and teammate?
Yeah, she's ready for anything, coming off the bench. Obviously, she's a vet as well. So, she knows the game. She's played a lot of roles in her career, from being a rookie to starting for a little bit, being the first person off the bench. And it's good to have her. And just as a teammate, she's always supportive no matter what, win or lose, whether she's playing a lot or not. And she's a great teammate. So I'm glad she's on our team.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Eric, one more question. This isn't your first time of kind of having to be the be all and do all for your team. That's kind of been your role for the past several years. What's the difference with this team, and how are you guys going to reset to face Phoenix on Sunday?
Yeah, just watching film. I mean, we got to have short-term memory, especially with this schedule, because you can't really, soak too much. But I mean, I'm ready for the load. My teammates helped me, of course. Maddy, you know, she was the leading scorer. She did a lot for us. T's always there. Mo's always there. So it depends on the night. It might be somebody else, but as a whole, we just have to play as a unit and we'll get more wins. Yeah.